Jay, your players all seem pretty excited about the opportunity to face the league's best team, just to kind of see where they measure up. Not a lot of weaknesses on that team. When you go over the video as a coach, what impresses you most?
I think they're a very balanced team. They can hit you in different ways. They play the game simple. It's simple but done very well. And just because it's simple doesn't mean it's easy to do. They're a team that I believe is one that is at the evolutionary stage where they don't beat themselves. And there's nothing for free out there when you play them. So you're gonna have to play a really good game in order to win.
I know you like to focus a lot on what you have to do to win. The last two games can really kind of illustrate when your team plays the way you want it to play, you can dominate a game, and then when you don't play the way you want, you can have the outcome you had in Columbus. If you had the answer, you'd say, hey, from game to game, we're not going to have that wide range. But what did you like a lot about the Pittsburgh game that you feel can carry into tonight?
First of all, I'd say the game we want to play. It's not just the game the coach wants to play. It's the game the team wants to play. I think it showed that when we have people adhering to a certain type of structure, a certain way of playing, understanding that the other team does good things for sure. But if we play the game that we're capable of playing, we can beat anybody. I think that's a lesson that came out of that game, the road game in Pittsburgh. The other game against Columbus, I just didn't think we started the game on time. And we needed to have a little bit of a shake-up in order to get everybody on their toes. And we did some good things, but we didn't have enough for long enough. And that would be my point that I would bring into tonight's game. This is a team that does not beat itself that we're playing. They're a team that going to make you earn every square inch of ice. It's nothing for free out there. So it's a question of playing the game the right way, but doing it harder and longer than the other team that has proven through 60 games in their schedule that they do it night in, night out.
Hey, Jay. I want to ask you if Klim Kostin is an option tonight, and if he is, what did you guys miss without him in the lineup?
Yeah, you know what? He had a little pregame skate here. I haven't gone back and see where he's at, but he's progressively gotten better each day. What have we missed? I think he's a huge man. That gets in on the forecheck, that when he plays in a simple and straightforward manner and he plays with emotion, he's hard to handle. He's also a very popular teammate. I know he's popular amongst our fan base, but he's a popular teammate as well. So with him not being in there, that's an important piece not in the lineup.
And I think he's the second or third player to come down ill. What kind of precautions do you guys take when something like this is going around? It looks like it's going around the whole league, not just your room, but what kind of precautions do you guys take when something like this happens?
Yeah, you know what, it actually started prior to the All-Star break with our team. Typically, we separate the individual that's not feeling well from the group. We got unbelievable doctors and medical personnel on staff that, encourage hand washing, encourage, a little bit of distancing. They do everything possible with the water bottles, all that kind of stuff, and taking every type of precaution to make sure that it doesn't become widespread. That said, it's that time of year. And like you said, it's happening not only throughout our league, but it's in every aspect of society. I got 2 children in school, and you can see it in the schools and everything like that, but it is what it is. Trying to handle it the best we can.
Vander Kane, what's his status these days?
Yeah, he's still day-to-day. He's not at the point where, we expect him to miss a huge chunk of time. He's not available for tonight's game, but he is healing. It's day-to-day.
I know that you focus on one game at a time. I get that. I think I've heard you say that before.
Yeah, I'm sure.
But you also do segments.
Yep.
This next segment has home and homes with 3 of the better teams in the National Hockey League. Mm-hmm. little bit of juice? Does it allow you to coach without having to motivate your team? I mean, it's right in front of you. Is there any difference with those three teams coming up, 2 each?
Yes, I do believe so. I think, and that's the macro kind of point of view. I think when the Boston Bruins are in town today, everybody's antenna is up. They are what their record says they are, which is elite. So if we think we're going to come into tonight's game with not everybody, at their best, or not everybody working together and staying on task, they have the potential to really hurt you. So we better make sure that we're ready to go. I believe our group is. It's nice to be back on home ice. It feels like in the last, since the All-Star break, we've traversed the continent a few times. So it's nice to be back in front of the best fans in the world with the #1 team in the NHL coming into our building tonight.
Just checking in on the goaltenders. Is Skinner going tonight? Are you willing to say at this point? Or?
Yeah, we'll see what comes out the gate tonight, Ryan.
How would you characterize the situation that you have in net? Are you 1A, clear starter and backup? Like, what's happening with this competition?
Well, I think the way we've trotted them out here, specifically since Christmas, you kind of see that it's been a fairly even distribution. Obviously, Jack played a large chunk of games in the month of January and coming out of the All-Star break. Part of that was due to Stuart having a new arrival in his family. And then, Stuart actually was one of those players that battled some illness. So, you saw that. But I think if you look at the splits on the year, they're fairly similar. I think when you have time, you use it. So for me as a coach and in conjunction with our coaching staff, we're going to let that battle kind of play itself out. And right now we feel comfortable with both.
How much of the decision day to day is which guy will give us the best chance to win tonight versus needing to keep both guys engaged and give both guys an opportunity to stay in the...
Yeah, I think that's kind of the art of it. I don't think it's necessarily a science. I think there is an art to that. But at the same time, you've heard me use the phrase over the last 2 or 3 weeks that we're in the points collection business right now. I don't think we're entitled to any position by game 82. We have to go out and earn it, and we'll make decisions as a coaching staff with that in mind, which is, we have to collect points to ensure that we finish where we need to finish in order to get an opportunity or an invitation to the playoff dance.
Morning, Jay. You have the apparel on. Just wanted to maybe ask you about the night ahead, Canadian Armed Forces night, and how much a night like this can put things into perspective in our day-to-day.
Yeah, you know what, I think I think our organization does a great job with these kinds of nights. I had the opportunity to sit down and chat with a few of our armed services people, active and retired. And, I think in the grand scheme of things, we're playing an important hockey game tonight, but what those people do for a living to ensure that our country is safe, I know everybody in our organization has a ton of respect for that. Good, thanks, guys.